Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live channel. Welcome to our webinar for March. It's good to see everyone and be together with us all today. How have you been? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mhm. Okay, so we're gonna start, right? Um, my name is Ore Afe. I'm the founder of catalystco. I work with executives and specifically small businesses to change the way that they use artificial intelligence, looking at integrating artificial intelligence into their and daily tasks, mundane or not, within their organization. My role is really to hold their hands, support them, and manage the change processes that ensue. They tell me their requirements, what they're looking to achieve their goals, and then my thing is to go find how to leverage AI for them. The AI tools that's best for them, doing multiple assessments to help them integrate AI successfully within their business with minimal intervention from them. And then I help some people to move forward in terms of the kind of training they will need to for their employees, for themselves, to continue to use and manage artificial intelligence with as an organization. A lot of what I'll be sharing with you today is as a result of my experiences. And my goal here is to ensure that no matter how small you are as a professional, as a small business, you are maximizing artificial intelligence. That's the goal of the webinar. But for myself today, my goal is to introduce to you or continue on this journey with you. If you have been working with us before, to continue to move towards um, establishing a a more robust governance system that makes sure that you're maximizing the use of AI, while ensuring that you're preventing data loss, ensuring that you are not going to be reducing the risks associated um um with with social with you're not going to suffer the risks involved in um you're not going to suffer the risk involved in using artificial intelligence, because there are risks. Just for us to know that, it's good to have that to level set in terms of that. And that's my goal here today. So if I achieve that, I finished work. Now, moving on to what we want to talk about today. Today, I'm going to really be, speaking to. I'm going to be really, really be speaking to. Um, Today, we're going to be shifting the conversations from tools to assets. We're going to in February. Remember, we focused on controlling artificial intelligence and the tools. Today, we're going to be focusing on the things that those tools process, your data. Um, and for most businesses, data is now the most valuable operational asset that they have. A lot of small businesses. So I thought about this. There's a lot of the word data in what we're going to be doing today, but I wanted to talk about what data means. Data is referring to any piece of information, qual- quantifiable or qualitative or quantitative, countable or non-countable in terms of your data information, your information, or anything that is that is an output of your organization. It could be related to finances, it could be related to the people you do businesses with, it could be related to people you pay to do business for, to do certain things for you. It could be related to the people you advertise to. Any interaction with your business that generates any piece of information is what we're calling data. That's what we're calling data. Let's level set on that. So today, a lot of companies treat data as, they treat data as, for most businesses, data very, very, is very valuable, and they understand that, but very few people treat it as an asset that requires from some form of ownership. Today, we want to make sure that you are part of those people that understand how data is and how you can own your data, how you can control the information that your organization generates. This is something that's so key, but it's very easy to ignore. And as an organization, I want you as a small business, depending on, I hope you're not seeing yourself as someone that's, oh, I'm just one man shop, I'm just this. Today you might be just that, but if you work hard, if you stay consistent, if you are driven by your goals, in a few years you're going to be more than that. So I want you to operate like you're already a conglomerate, because what artificial intelligence does for you is that is a leveler. The same things that large organizations and conglomerates are doing are the same things you can do if you maximize the use of artificial intelligence. So don't think that a lot of this is just unnecessary work. You're already doing the work right now. It's just that you're not owning it. You're already storing your data, are you not? You're already storing your information. You're already analyzing the information people give you and using it to advertise towards them. You're already doing these things, but I'm just saying this, I'm just teaching you how to coordinate it. Today, we're going to shift the conversation from tools to assets. Today we're making sure that a lot of the things that we're doing are measurable, reusable, and that's when it becomes an asset, when it's measurable and it's reusable. Let's begin. I want to start with this scenario, right? Imagine that either your social media or a transaction you did with a client, or just maybe an information your client gave you. Maybe you're a lawyer, you work with firms, or you're a social media expert, you produce digital products. Imagine something about an information like a client list, your email list, or things like that. Imagine it disappears tonight. It means all your financial records are gone, all your customer history is gone, all your social media. Remember all those things in the DM. You don't have your financial records in terms of, oh, someone says I've paid, confirmed. That's how you track your money. Or somebody says, oh, I've done this, confirmed. That's how imagine that all that is gone. And all your record is, all your customer history. Imagine that all of that is gone. All support conversations gone. Imagine that. Now, three questions immediately comes to mind. Who will restore it? Who will inform the client if it's something that has to do with the client, that will impact the client or your relationship with them, or you need to go and get some certain information back? Now, who is the owner of the problem? Who is going to be responsible for the problem? Just you? Is it just you? Are you the only one responsible for it? And most importantly, who is the person that's going to do the fixing? I want you to think about, let that sink in, right? Let that sink in. I want to assure you, if you're not a technical person, if you're not a social media guru, or it's not a technical problem. It's a governance problem, and that's why I'm here. We have arrived at where the problem is right now. It's a governance problem. It is not something that has to do with what code you can write or how you can retrieve data from the internet or how you can do extract. It's not about those things. It's a governance problem. It's not about looking backwards now. It's about looking what? Forward. Scaling companies, becomes very good at tracking revenue, customers, growth metrics. I'm sure you know how many customers you have. You can tell how long you've grown, how much you've grown, you know, how much you earned last year, how much you earned last week, how much you earned yesterday, how much you're going to. You can tell by the conversations you're having in your DM how many people you are going to buy from you today. But very few people know the person to refer to. Remember, in our last slide, very few people know who to call. Very few people know who owns the data. Why? Because their data is everywhere. Your WhatsApp chat doesn't have name. Your WhatsApp, you don't have WhatsApp group for anybody. You don't have Telegram group. Nobody has anything. Nobody knows anything about you. You don't have a place where you store all your information. You don't have nobody, you don't know if you had a problem. You wouldn't even know who to call. If you're a one-man business, you don't have where you store your client's information. You don't know have where you store your vendor information. You don't have where you store those people. You probably put them in your notes here, and your notes on your phone here, your message somewhere here, your WhatsApp somewhere here. If you are those type of people, you better stop it today. Stop it now. You don't have, you can't verify that if that information gets missing today, somebody is going to, that you can know that there's backup. If you know that, okay, I store my things in my Google Cloud. I store every information and I file them in a folder in Google Cloud. Google Cloud can do restore, but do you know the license information? Do you have the license information? Do you know do you know what you are paying for on a monthly basis to maintain, or are you even paying at all? Do you know what your account affords you in Google Cloud? Do you know what it affords you? Like, do you have access? Does it allow you to store certain information beyond a certain limit? Are you going to suddenly wake up tomorrow and Google will tell you pay €2 before you can so that you don't lose all your data? Are you sure that your information is even being backed up? Because you can assume that Google Cloud has that, but maybe you have exceeded your limit on the account, the kind of plan you have, and is no longer backing it up. Do you know whether if your WhatsApp goes, someone steals your phone or something happens to your device where your WhatsApp is today, do you know if you have backed up your chat information? I'm saying do a rework. I'm saying develop a system, develop a process. Most people, as they are growing, they are just thinking, oh, this is how many people I have. They are measuring their growth by the number of sales they make, how much they are bringing into their accounts, but they don't have a system. I know someone that was a very successful businesswoman. She'll be counting cash like this. You'll be thinking, wow, is this money? But when it was time to bring all these things together, when she wanted to transfer into another type of business, she hadn't done the survey to check, okay, if I transfer into this type of business, based on the kinds of things this person has been buying from me, because I sell gold, I sell clothes, I sell those things, based on, do you have a track of, do you store the information on the kinds of purchases your clients make from you, the kinds of questions they've asked you? Do you have that? Because if you have those storage, I assure you that artificial intelligence, ChatGPT or Claude or any of these LLMs can you can ask it to trace and retrieve any information inquiry about a certain product that's similar to something you want to go into, and it will do that for you, and you know the kind of people you want to target for this new branch of thing you're going into. You won't need to go and be asking them or doing adverts that is misguided. One marketing tip I've just given you. That's what I'm telling you, that marketing, that normally what's supposed to be expensive, what you're supposed to pay people for, artificial intelligence makes that immediately available to you because you're able to do that analysis. It does the analysis for you and it submits the trends and patterns to you. Even what you said you were said to them at the times when they made those inquiries, you're targeting those people. You're asking them to refer you to people that want the same goods or services. You're not just targeting to a number. Maybe it's just 2 out of your 10 clients that want it. You're not targeting 10 people. You're targeting specifically to those. Maybe those people ask you for red dress twice. Now you're now going to start with red dress. That's a marketing tip I'm giving. Meanwhile, organizations pay for this, used to pay for this. But those organizations that have learned, this is what big companies do. They sit down, type in the logic, do the analysis and everything with just AI. Why do you think they're letting people go in organizations? Because AI can do these things. This is not to scare you. This is just to tell you, work with what you have. Work with what you have. When you're assuming ownership, you're assuming that when something goes wrong with your data or anything or your information of your organization, things you don't, there are too many variables. Things can go wrong and you have no reprieve, you have no recourse. So let's not allow that to happen. Let's not allow that to happen. Now, let's take a step back. Let's think. Why is this important? Why is this important? Why is this thing? Why am I shouting? Why am I making noise about this thing? Why is it important? Because that drives every decision you make. That's what I'm saying. Assets. Remember that your data is an asset. That's the greatest thing you have. Why do you think that Mark Zuckerberg, all those people are so rich? Because organizations are paying them for the information they have about you. Organizations are paying them. Data is gold. Imagine that you have 10,000 people on your Instagram. And then why do you think they're paying influencers? So that they can have access to their 10,000 followers based on the information they have gathered based on their followers. Those influencers are leveraging AI to make the analysis, to check the people to target. They go into their back end, say, okay, target these people. These are these people, this type of people come online at so time. This is the time you should target. They do that back to back for different, and then before you now even start paying for any form of marketing, that's how they target it. I want you to be thinking about your data as an asset. As you're generating emails, as you're having one person's email, be thinking about it as an asset. What data do you have? Client records, financial data, HR data, operational. I put these things here because some of you might think, oh, I'm too small, I don't know how to, these things don't pertain to me. But I'm telling you that these things require accountability. It requires stewardship. It requires management. Every decision in your business depends on data. Client relationships depend on it. You need to be strategic in how you manage. If it's only 2 clients you have, but you have information about it, the kind of sites they go to, the kinds of other things they are purchasing, you're looking at them, and when they come online, when are their downtimes? Social media gives you access to these things. AI gives you access to these things. AI on your social media, artificial intelligence on your social media gives you access to these things. Your client relationships depends on these kinds of things. They'll be looking, this person a magician. How's this person getting all this information? It's very simple. It's simply because you're doing the work in the background. Your operations depends on it. If you're planning an outreach, or you want to go procure things in the market, you're not going to be targeting, I'm going to buy things for 100 people when you know that it's only 12 people that are buying from you. Okay, if you want to scale up a bit, you say maybe 20 based on what you've analyzed. Okay, maybe a few 2% increase, 7% increase. That's how you project. But you're not just going to invest all your capital and even borrow extra money to do something that you know that you cannot afford or should not. You're making informed decisions. You're making strategies Your data informs your strategies. So if data drives your revenue, then data must have ownership. You must know what each and every platform, artificial intelligence, or no, any of those things, storage and archive platforms provides for you. You must know to maximize what it does for you. Many of you are storing your things on iCloud and Google Cloud. Choose one. Don't have or compartmentalize. If you're using on Google Cloud, maybe Google Cloud is for vendors. iCloud is for financial records. Have your reasons why. These are the things that are making people succeed. I wish I could push this into your head. These are the things that are making people succeed. Because even if it's just 2 clients you have, you are so simply so strategic that you don't get carried away by the razzmatazz of, oh, I'm posting plenty of things on social media and you're targeting, you're analyzing, you're targeting. That's how people succeed. They target and they focus, consistently push for an extended period of time. Imagine a sustained push towards an identified target, a specific target, consistently, the same messaging, the same variables every single time. One day, the wall will break, the dam will break. And the success of that will be repeatable in other parts of your business. And that's how you blow. This is the core principle of governance. Assets require accountability. Who is accountable for the data that you store, how you store your data, how you manage your data, how you funnel your data, who analyzes the information, who takes charge of taking information from the output of the analysis and implementing them? Who's responsible for that? If you don't know who, you can get someone to do it for you. You can do it by yourself, but it needs to be owned. Someone needs to be accountable for it. You can't go about just taking money that you taking money that you don't even have. I'm going to be dashing somebody, but you've not done the back end analysis. There's no accountability anywhere. The person is a contractor. When the person goes, the contract has ended. You cannot ask the person anything because there was no documentation. There's no proper alignment. There's no accountability. You have to be accountable. You have to make sure that everything that pertains to your business is owned, is stored. You understand. If I wake you up today and ask you, how many clients do you have? What are their preferences? What is their social media preference? What do they buy from you? What are their favorite things? Where do they go to? Which other places do they buy from? If I wake you up from sleep, do you know those things? If you don't know those things, please go back. If you're selling even a digital product, you can't tell the people that have browsed your platform and maybe decided, I don't want to buy this book. Those are the people you target. I've consulted with people before that their work, part of their department is just, they have people that are just tracking. No, AI does that for you. They have people that are just tracking where their customers go. You see those ones that come on their sites. There's a place I normally buy certain things. If I miss them for 2 days, they'll send me a text message. We have missed you, not seeing you. I'm like, are you following me? Because they know that they are tracking you. If you come, you put something in your cart, they are following you. Do you know that your AI can do that in your website? Sit down and do the work is what I'm saying. Take accountability for the data that you do have. Accountability means stewardship. Accountability means maximizing. Accountability means maximizing. You see that data you have, suck the life out of it. Get the very best out of it. One of the ways that you do this, I've mentioned this before, is understanding where your critical data lives. What platforms? As a small business, you might not necessarily be leveraging CRM platforms. Those are for maybe HR and things. But you want to know what platforms. There are some platforms that have both accounting systems, that have cloud storage, they have messaging platform, project. Those, like even Google can do that for you. That's why I said have one. Or even if you have multiple right now, before you now migrate and and integrate everything into a single platform, maximize both because you're probably paying for it. Or if you're not, you're there. Why not maximize it? You can store these things. Identify where everything goes. Have a line of sight. In most places, data doesn't live in one place. That's the truth, because things happen, information comes, somebody just flings something somewhere. It lives across a patchwork of systems, accounting systems, maybe it's in your own accounting system somewhere, one email thing somewhere, one cloud story. That's exactly what I'm saying. And when it lives everywhere, is now all you have to now ask is, who owns it? Most people can't answer this. Most people can't say. If I ask you now, who owns your data? Who is responsible for it? It doesn't have to be you simply because you are a one-man business. It doesn't have to be you simply because you're a professional and you're juggling things. You have a side, you're just doing your side also. This visibility that I'm asking you to have, it precedes control. If you don't have visibility, you can't control your data. You can't control your business. You cannot determine the outcome when you're doing marketing. I've consulted with a company before. They were doing marketing things, and what they were doing, they had a marketing team that was just analyzing the output from their social media, finding ways to funnel, building a pipeline of engagements and people and social media accounts, partnering with social media accounts. If one time I had a business and I wanted to partner with an influencer, the influencer told me, your page does not look like you're coordinated in the back end. Why? It's very easy to see now, because my posts were talking about different things. You're not. How can you have a message where you're not able to know what works? You need to do your analysis. Integrate your platforms. Some people, the amount that the people have paid them is on their DM. That's not ownership. That's not ownership. Give this ownership to the platforms that it belongs. Then identify them, itemize them. Accounting platform 1 is owned by this. Accounting is owned by this platform. This whatever you use cloud for, this is what it's for, and this is the platform that is for. Messaging, this is what it's for. This is what. Project tools like your Microsoft Word, your Slack, like just things that you use for your projects. If you have Jira, if you have all of those things, let it be in one single place, or identify where they are and stick to it. Identify, make sure you have that line of visibility. Then you can talk about control. If I ask you, what kinds of platforms do you store your financial records? Can you answer me? Now, I'm not trying to scare you with all the work that you need to do in the back end, right? I'm just trying to tell you this needs to be done. This is something that is very critical. This is something that is very much important, and it's something that you have to work at. But it doesn't need to be complicated. I'm not here to scare you. It doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs it being intentional. It just requires you to be intentional. It requires you to be intentional. You need to you need to do the work. That's what you need. So I'm not trying to scare you, right? I'm just trying to make sure that you know what needs to be done. My goal here is to tell you how to make sure that how to do this in an easy way. Now, you're not a large organization. You're starting out. You've been doing this for some time. Your target audience is a limited number of people. Your present customers are a limited number of people. So you don't need a complex data catalog. You don't need that, and that's what I've been trying to say. You need just a simple data preview, and I've shared a template for marking risks, marking data pipelines, and things like that. I've shared it with this group before. What you need is just to identify data type, like what I've been talking about: financial records, customer records, vendor records, HR records, any kind of records that you keep, your email list, your customer info, those things. Where is it stored? Now, who owns it? It can be me throughout. But think outside of this. Who owns it does not have to be. Who owns it can be based on your understanding of the information you've read from the provisions of your contract with these platforms, paid or unpaid. You know what you can expect from them. That's enough for you to start. Now, if you can't answer these three questions, you already have a problem. But if you can, welcome to the club. I'm here to say you have operational clarity. I want to get us to a point where we're all doing this. I want us to get to a point where we're all doing this. And as we are doing this, we're able to move to where we've owned this. Now, what do we do? I want to get to the point. Then we'll now get to the point of what do we do when we actually own this? If you need help doing any of these things, I want you to reach out to me. Reach out to me, email me on the WhatsApp group, email me, just chat me up. I'll sit with you. We'll design a timeline for when you get to your destination. We'll identify your goal, the things you need to prioritize in terms of data. We'll now outline and start to work together to put those things, plug those things into place. This is what I'm going to do for you free of charge for now. Now, we're looking at our goal is operational clarity. Because if you don't have that operational clarity, trust me, using AI, you'll just be wasting your time. It's just giving you random things. It will be giving you random things that is pulling out of other places. Your messaging will not be coordinated. Your strategies will not be coordinated. It will just be pulling things that everybody have asked it and it has given them and they've said yes. It's to bring a most popular responses that people liked. It's to bring it to you. You don't want that. Now, why does this thing work? Let's take 2 minutes and think about it. I want you to write down where any of this thing, why does it work? It helps you have high daily usage. It maximizes how much time you spend on your building your strategies and things like that. It gives you direct access to customers at very minimal costs because you're able to design a strategy for reaching your clients, and you don't need a marketing plan. You don't need a marketing plan. You need a marketing plan, but you don't need to buy anything from anybody. You don't need to pay someone else. You're doing the work. I'm telling you what most small businesses don't do. Now, I want you to tell me which platform brings you the most customer conversations today. I really want to hear what you guys are saying. So now, I want you to now decide each category. Let's make this practical. I want you to write down 5 types of data that your business depends on, like client records, financial records, HR records, operational data, strategic documents. Where does each one of them live? Do you actually document it anyway? If you think off the top of your head right now, where is that information? Because if you don't know where these things, then we are, at least now we understand. But it's also a good thing if you know where those documents live, where those things are documented. If it's documented, then we are moving. We're moving towards the permanent site, right? Now, let's move to the most important step. Every category of data, please name the owner. Name. It could be me. Write your name. It has to be a person, so we know who to call. Even when I work with large organizations, they are able to show, it's very important, even in those large organizations, to say who owns this data, name, so they know who to call. Even if the person has left the organization, they are able to say, okay, this person, so who took over from this person? Who will know? Who was the person reporting to? It makes it traceable. But if you just put departments, even sometimes the organ doesn't even know who is the person that is managing something because they don't have, they can't have oversight over every tiny detail. It doesn't mean that this person manages data quality, right? It just means that they are what? Accountable. It matters. Which platform brings you the most customer conversations today? I asked this last time. Which platforms bring you? Is it social media? Is it WhatsApp? Which of these things brings you the most? When I say generate conversations, it means based on the kinds of things that you are putting there or your line of visibility into, or how intentional you are about leveraging that platform, you're able to make such good decisions or you get such good information that it prompts customers to make inquiries, to it generates sales. It just tells you something. Ownership does not, it might look like a lot of work at the beginning, but really, essentially, it reduces the anxiety of not knowing when anything is. If any of these things I've highlighted here happens, if there's a data breach, if a client requests that you delete their information, if a platform fails, if your data becomes corrupted, backup, you can easily delete it. If it's become corrupted, then you can rely on your backup, right? As a as an SME, you only need a few risk categories based on what we discussed just in the previous slide about why you're doing this. So based on we're working backwards now, based on the things that could, the risks associated with the kinds of things that you do, like finances, your privacy, your operations, like how your vendors, how you pay your staff, your rent, your internet, those things that are day-to-day mundane things. Your legal might not necessarily be relevant to a lot of people, but I thought to put it here because you might think you're small today and nobody knows you who is going to, but tomorrow somebody, especially in these days of AI and artificial intelligence, a lot of things about could come up about plagiarism and things like that. You want to have your information at the tip of your hands to be able to defend yourself and win. Your reputation, especially as a small business, is so key. You don't want people to you don't want people to affect you. You don't want anybody to say something bad about you because that could last for years. You don't have the money for PR to be doing damage control. So you need to be able to, we've identified these risks. Now, let's identify which ones worry you the most. Out of these five, I have a poll in the, I have a poll in the comments that's going to come up now. And I'd like you to just um I'd like you to um I'd like you to, if you could just um use the poll. I would like you to go in and choose, select the poll, you know, and let me know which ones are more critical for you, which one worries you the most. I'm not expecting a lot of people to really talk about um the legal parts, but that would be interesting to see. So once you answer this poll, then I'm going to, come back. I'm going to come back and we're going to dissect it. That's one of the things we're going to be dissecting in the next session. It's really been great talking to you guys. I'm so excited that you all joined. It's been awesome talking to you. You're quite a quiet bunch, but that's okay. I enjoy sharing this with you. We have another webinar session coming up tomorrow, by Kuchindali. She's going to be talking a lot about digital products and maximizing your social media platforms marketing for small businesses. That's a very interesting topic. I know most of you will be interested in. So please, I'd like you to join same time tomorrow. For today, I want to know what you all think. There's going to be a survey after today, after this session, just so that everybody sees, so that I can see, if you could just please respond to the survey. It will help me, know it will help me know what you want us to bring next time, right? It will help me know what you guys um it will help me know what you guys think. Okay, so um if you would just please um respond to the poll. I'm gonna be sharing that right now. I'm sharing that right now. So the poll will come to you as you complete this. I would ask that you please share our this with your loved ones, with people you think can use this advice, people who are innovative in their thinking, people who are interested or not interested, people who are scared about using artificial intelligence, people who you think will benefit from this. And I honestly think is everybody. I honestly think is everybody, right? Even if they are not using this information today. And I mean, as a person, they're able to use this for their own personal use. They're able to use this as a personally. You don't have to be a business owner to be able to use this. So with that being said, I would like this will be coming to the end of today's session. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys, and I'm looking forward to next time. Thank you so much. Bye.